My name is Chris Wellbrook, and today I will be joined by experts Myles, Kendal, and Hanna, and we will be speaking about the country of Yemen. Specifically, we're going to discuss the culture, religion, and the demographics of the country. How has religion affected the civil war in Yemen? What is the civil war between the Sunni and the Shia?
In present-day Yemen, there is a civil war between the Sunni and the Shia, both groups following the Islamic religion. Islam is one of the world's 4 universalizing religions. This is shown throughout Yemen because of the persistence when forcing the opposing side of this war to agree with their ideas. This conflict began after the death of Muhammad in 632 AD, the prophet who received messages from angels of Allah and preached the Islamic autonomous faith throughout his land. The division of the two sects were caused by the idea of who Muhammad's successors should be. The Sunnis, consisting of 3 groups, are over 50% of Muslims' population in Yemen. If you look in the religion section of your infographic, you can see that a large portion of Yemen is inhabited by the Sunnis in the south portion and southeastern parts of the country. They believe that Muhammad had no rightful heir and that a religious leader should be elected through vote among the Islamic community. For example, when Muhammad's followers chose Abu Bakr as the successor because he was a close friend and advisor of Muhammad. However, the opposing viewpoint would be the Shia, which make up about 44% of the Islamic population. In the same map on the infographic, you can see that they cover the north and the northwest portion of Yemen. These members believe in Allah, the God of the Islamic faith. They believe that he will be choosing the next religious leader. They also believe that all successors must be direct descendants of Muhammad's family. For example, they support Ali, Muhammad's son-in-law, is the rightful heir after the death of Muhammad. The Shia used to be the center of Yemen's economic and political control until the Sunnis gained power, causing massive ethnic conflict within a country. This is how religion has played a role in Yemen's civil war today.
Are there any ethnic conflicts going on in Yemen?
There is a civil war going on in Yemen between the Sunni and Shia Muslims, the Shia being the minority and the government being the Sunni majority. In the flyer handed out, you can see a map that shows the distribution of Sunni and Shia Muslims in Yemen, which creates an intra-faith boundary. In 2011, Haiti, a Sunni Muslim, became president and struggled to deal with the country's poor economic conditions. The Shia Muslims took advantage of this and seized control of the northern Sada province. Fighting got complicated when foreign influence began airstrikes against the Shia Muslims in an attempt to restore the Yemeni government. This conflict is an example of balkanization. The minority race in Yemen is Akadam, which is a group of black slum dwellers. They have to face racism because they have a hard time enrolling their kids in school and fitting into society.
What language do the people in Yemen speak?
The dominant language in Yemen is Arabic. It is also the official language of the country. The Arabic language was diffused to Yemen through contagious diffusion from the Arabian Peninsula. If you look at your infographic that we handed out, you can see other countries that Arabic is spoken in, and you can see the language hierarchy of the Arabic language. Globalization is usually spread through stimulus diffusion, although this has not happened to Yemen. Although men's clothing is starting to become more westernized by having button-down shirts, globalization has not impacted Yemen because they are a very fundamentalist country.
What is the education like for women in Yemen?
In Yemen, there is a gender inequality. In the entire country, only 52% of men are literate. As it says in the infographic, women in this country have it worse. Their literacy rate is 17%, meaning that 83% of women in Yemen are illiterate. This creates an intervening obstacle for women in this country, as it is very hard for women to find work or a better job than cleaning the house or agriculture. Also, the population density in Yemen is growing rapidly, and for women in this country, their mother's index is at 162. Yemen has no population quotas for their people, and this is causing women in this country to have many children. This is causing the mother's index to decrease.
What is the stage of Yemen?
In Yemen, their stage on the demographic transition model is stage 2. This is because of the high fertility rate and the rapid growth of the population. This also means that the country will have a very high international migration rate and not much internal migration. So, meaning that a lot of people are leaving the country rather than coming in. This will also cause to have a high negative rate of natural increase. This goes along with what Zelensky's model of migration says for stage 2 countries, that they will have high international migration.
All right. Thank you for joining us today with experts Myles, Kendal, and Hanna. And I hope that you've gained some insights about the country of Yemen, specifically about their culture, religion, and demographics.